What's up, AVI? We got a new video for you guys today. Today we're going to be going over how to transfer a car registration into your name. So for instance, if the registration is in a parent's name or a brother's name or a sister's name or something, and you're transferring the registration into your name, this is the video for you. So basically I'm going to talk about what kind of documents you'll need, how to set up a DMV appointment during COVID or not during COVID, and also how long you can expect the process to take. So let's start with the documents that you're going to need. You're going to need, I think, 4 or 5 documents. The first thing you're going to need is proof of insurance. You need the policy number with where it has your name, which vehicle is insured, the VIN number, and all that. And just a little FYI, I paid for my insurance a year in advance, just so it's a little bit cheaper. But make sure you have the insurance in your name for that registered vehicle that you're going to be transferring the title over to. Next, you're going to need registration and title application. This is basically saying who the registration was in previous and then who it's being transferred to. Things you'll need to fill out: you'll need address, you'll need the body style of the car, you'll need a selling price. So this is very important. If you're transferring it to another family member, we just put a selling price of $1 just so you don't have to be taxed on it, for sales tax and things like that. So basically you can put the selling price as $1 just so it can be like not a gift to you, but there is some exchange of money there, and it has to do with some tax law or things like that, gifting amount that you can give to somebody. What else you're going to need is the bill of sale, which is extremely important. The bill of sale basically transfers over it from one person to another. Basically you have the seller, the selling price, the purchaser information, the description of the motor vehicle. Basically it's everything that's on the title application just in one summary. And then the most important thing is the title itself. The title of your car, whether it has a lien or not, will need to be brought, and you'll have to have the person that has previously had the car linked to their name. You're going to have them sign it and then have you sign it, and you're going to need the odometer reading and other various easy information. The last thing that a lot of people forget is that, at least for Connecticut where I am, if you want to keep your plates, the same plates that you have, you're going to need a letter from the person that you're transferring it over to. So for instance, we just have a letter that says, please acknowledge this letter as formal permission to allow the person that the car is going into their name to keep the existing license plate. If you do not have that, they're going to want to register you new plates. So if you'd like a plate, like for me, I have a personalized plate, so I want to keep my plate. So that letter is really important for keeping your existing plates. So basically those are the things that you're going to need. As far as setting up an appointment goes for DMV, during COVID, you have to register, at least in Connecticut, you have to register for a certain time slot in order to, reserve your time and make sure you're going in there and not waiting for hours and hours and hours. So that's how to set up an appointment. You can do that on dmv.org. I'm assuming it's org. And yeah, so I'm going to go there, kind of talk to you guys after I get done, see if there was anything else that they needed in addition to these paperworks that I mentioned before. So I'll catch up with you guys back when I'm back at the DMV. Hey guys, just got back from the DMV and I wanted to kind of tell you my experience, the different costs of transferring the vehicle into your name and things like that. So basically, first thing I just want to mention, I did forget a few things that you're going to need to bring. First thing is, if you have the registration, please bring it. You should have it, but they just wanted to see that. Also a photo ID, obviously, to make sure that you are who you say you are. And then third thing is the title. You're not going to need the title if the vehicle's over 20 years old. If you have the title, great. If not, I don't think it's needed for cars over 20 years. But those are 3 things that I forgot before going into the DMV, so you should be bringing those. A few things about the DMV I wanted to share my experiences with is, one, the wait time was only about 20 minutes for the entire process, which I actually thought was really quick and much better than pre-coronavirus, appointments and things like that. Having an appointment at DMV definitely saved some time. It probably would have taken me, probably 2 hours or something if it was not appointment based. So I actually liked that. The seats were extremely spaced out. I'll show a picture right now where basically everyone was socially distant and there was only a certain number of people allowed inside the building at once. One weird thing about the DMV, I don't know why they asked for my appointment number 3 times. I don't know why. There was like different checkpoints when going into the DMV. Each person asked for my appointment number to make sure that I had an appointment. and I'm thinking, how would I have gotten through the first 2 people if I haven't had an appointment yet? I just thought that was very interesting. And we can do a whole review of the DMV, like how basically the whole process goes, of how to, like, you know, grab a number and wait until your number gets called, and how that whole process works, if you guys want to see that. So put in the comments below if you want to see a video like that. And now basically I'll go over the cost. So all the stuff I had all the information I needed, and now I'm just going to go over the costs of you know, what it takes to transfer the vehicle into your name. It is much more expensive than I figured. I didn't know there's a lot of small little fees. So we have an administration fee for $10, Clean Air Act fee $15. No idea how that has to do with registering the car. Greenhouse gas reduction fee $5. Another weird thing that they throw in. Passport to Parks fee $15. Don't know how that relates, but hey, they got to get their money somehow. Record transfer, that makes sense, $20. That's fine. Registration fee to register the car into my name is $62.40. That was the main expense of transferring the vehicle over into your name. Sales tax is $0 because I put as I said earlier in the video, I put the sale for $1 just so you know, it's transferred from family members, so it's fine like that. But if you're trying to register the vehicle into you after you just bought it from a different state, you're gonna have to pay the sales tax of Connecticut. So for instance, if I buy a car in Rhode Island, I won't pay sales tax on the sale if I'm buying a used car. But when I come to register the vehicle into my name and into Connecticut, that's where they'll get you for the sales tax. So that's why sales tax is $0 on here. And the last thing is title fee. They're sending me the new title with all of the new information with my name and new address on that and all that. That was $25. So all in all, it cost $152.40. I didn't expect it to be that much, but I mean, they just got to get their money somehow, so it all makes sense. And I got pretty much super easy process to transfer the vehicle into your name. But I think that's it for the video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below, and we'll answer them. But make sure to keep smashing the subscribe button, smashing the like button. We're on our road to 200 subscribers, so please support us if you liked the video, if you thought it was helpful, and just like that, AVI out.